Hey guys, I'm here. Can somebody let me in?
Sorry. No, we cannot.
Saturday morning.
Please.
Larry,
Awesome. Larry's here.
Larry's on his way out.
All right.
Hello? Hello, everyone. It is Sunday, July 26, 2026. This is the State Central Committee of the Libertarian Party of Indiana, and I am, for the moment, your chairman, Evan McMahon, and I call this meeting to order at 1:11 p.m. Eastern Time. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Chair McMahon,
Present.
Vice Chair Seniak,
Present.
Treasurer Dixon.
Present.
Secretary Gospel present. District 1 Schiff,
Here.
District 2 is vacant. District 3 Avery. Here. District 4 Lundy.
Here.
District 5 Shillings. Here. District 6 Lomax.
Here.
District 7 Home.
Present.
District 8 Haynes.
Present.
District 9 Curran. Present. Communications Director Smith. Tech Director Schultheis
Present.
and Outreach Director Copeland.
Present.
Do you have any LNC representation today?
Yeah. Just me.
Guests in the room? Kristen Alexander.
From Marion, or Monroe County. Donald Rainbow from
Johnson
County.
Drew Weingarten from Marion County.
Larry Silver from. I think
Hancock, the best county. The best county. In Brooklyn. I mean, I contact with separate for folks that they need. Just for the streamers, it's been all over the place. It was a.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Secretary. Adoption of the agenda, we'll have the agenda in front of you. Are there any amendments to the agenda? I would ask that somebody.
I have an amendment.
Okay, Mr. Schultheis.
I received notification from Google that or from Intuit that they're raising the price of QuickBooks. So we need to approve a update to the budget to approve that expenditure. And I'll have that information shortly. I'm walking to the door now.
Okay. Any objection to that amendment to new business item C for 10 minutes? Okay, hearing none, that item is added. As I was saying, I would welcome a removal of item A under new business. Okay,
I'll second.
okay. Any objection?
Next.
Okay, all those in favor of removing item A from the agenda, say aye. All those opposed, say nay.
Nay.
Hands raised. All those in favor, say aye. 1, 2, 3, 4. Online, I can't see your hands because your mics are off. Okay. All those opposed, raise your hand. 2, 4, it passes. Item is removed.
We're online.
None, nobody gets paused.
Four.
It was, oh, me as well. I'm sorry.
For removing?
Yeah. Specifically because it was requested unanimously by the membership of the county party.
Yep.
Any other amendments to the agenda? Any objection to the agenda being adopted as amended? Hearing none, it is adopted. Appointment of a timekeeper, Mr. Lomax.
Sure.
Okay, officer reports. I'll start with the chair's report. We got all of the candidate paperwork eventually to our candidates, luckily in time. They sat here for a while and didn't get picked up because we had a sub postal carrier. And then when they did get picked up, they sat at the US Postal Service and still have not been found or delivered. They're still listed as in transit. So I sent them again, and all three of them that time went through, but they were actually, I took them to the local post office. As opposed to having the carrier pick them up. The person who did pick them up again was a sub. So pro tip, let's not leave important things on the days that sub is doing our well. Other than that, you know, the normal hearing from candidates and county parties, we've been getting press inquiries for some of the candidates, just keeping on top of that, and then figuring out after today what my participation schedule will be for helping to facilitate continuing projects. And that's it. Any questions for the chair? Okay, hearing none, Mr. Vice Chair.
I've been working with members in Shelby County, specifically Jake. He became a member again. I think if they do rebuild that county, they're going to do it the right way. I was speaking with him. So I'm curious where that will go. I've been also working with different counties to hear the needs, including a meeting that both Osback and I were at. To try to streamline communication and get counties what they need more efficiently. And better training, better transition. One of the main complaints I've heard is that there is no support for when a county level transitions. So I'd like to work with the reps on the board and try to make those transitions easier. And that I've been working with members from many different counties on this. So all that said, I yield the maximum.
Any questions for the Vice Chair? And that's a regular recurring monthly meeting that all the county chairs can participate in. Again, region reps, please remind your counties about that so that they can participate. Mr. Secretary, Mr. Treasurer,
It's in my report, you might have back.
any questions for the treasurer?
Please send it in landscape.
What was it?
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You get one mistake.
He's right.
Madam Secretary.
I did send out my report, so you're free to take a look at that. Biggest things, again, working with Vice Chair Seniak with trying to coordinate the affiliate counties, creating better support, communication, etc. Outside of that, the only thing that I'm asking at this point is to a motion to approve the May minutes.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Any objection? Hearing no objection, the May 2026 minutes are agreed. Anything else? Any questions for the secretary? Hearing none, District One, Mr. Schick.
Sorry, getting off mute. Everything really status quo in District One. We did our service Saturday in June. And Porter and LaPorte counties continue to have regular meetings, and Lake County keeps their paperwork up to date. So everything's status quo here.
Okay, any questions for Mr. Schick? Hearing none, District Three, Miss Avery.
I emailed out a report earlier in the week and I sent an addendum today with information about Pride, which was yesterday. That seemed to be a pretty great event. I'm glad that Lori and Tanya made it, and I want to thank Stephanie for coming out and helping. One thing I did notice is Jeanette is running for school board, and the paper did interview her, take a quote from her or whatever about how she declared a party, and most of the other candidates did not declare a party. And I think we have an American Solidarity Party candidate too, so.
It's an interesting, weird thing because
Yes.
there is no official American Solidarity Party. There's no People's Reform Party. And
You
they
just
put
say
them
that.
down, but I was pretty sure the statute said that it had to be still a declared ballot qualified party. So it's kind of,
So it's almost like they're getting no direction from the Secretary of State's office. That's weird.
Oh, so weird.
Wait, can you just search on the, you can just search on the website and get that info?
That's
it's,
what
I
I
mean,
was
they're,
like.
they're, even the election division is unclear how to do it
Right.
because there's contradictory terms
Yes.
in the statute.
Huh.
So this is actually more a legislative failure than anything else. We noticed over the years in some small municipalities on the town level, when they were still holding the town elections locally, that they were treating them as though they were nonpartisan and then allowing people to write in whatever they wanted, which is not the case. The only nonpartisan race in Indiana is the school board, but now you can voluntarily make it partisan if you want to, so it's weird.
And Jeanette had a sign up on our booth that said Fort Wayne Community School Board. So we got people that stop by and had good conversations with her,
Yes.
and they even focused on that for the news clip.
Were they good conversations?
Fine.
They were conversations.
I had conversations with me, that's solid, nice. Any questions from Sadie?
Shooting media coverage that.
You absolutely did. There, I mean, that reporter that came out was there to speak to Lori. She wasn't covering anything on Pride. She was there to speak to Lori. And she got there at like 5 minutes till 2, and Lori was supposed to be there at 2. So I'm rushing outside with the wristband, trying to find Lori and get her as quick as possible. So, but the reporter,
Media advisories work.
the reporter waited for her, so I
Nice.
was happy.
District 4, Mr. Logan.
We actually saw an uptick of about 6 members 6 months, which is nice, right, in several counties. We did have one 1994, looks like dropped off, so a little bit down on that for the monthlies. Just as a reminder, we've locked in, we've got 3 candidates for in District 4. We've got Tom Newby for Township Board out in Montgomery County. We got Matt Branger running for Madison Township Board in Morgan County, we're running for re-election. And we've got Jared Kosenek running for Superior Court 1 in Morgan County, county level judge. He seems to have a lot of support, and Matt does too. They've got local media coverage. So that's all very exciting. And Lori was at Hendricks County Pride on 6/28, and that'll go for very, very well. So, and yeah, that's all we got.
Any questions from Mr. Lundy? Hearing none,
I have a question. So 6 members in a month, that's really impressive. Can you trace that to any particular?
There's a guy up north, I don't remember the county, I'm gonna look it up, but he's trying to drum up some support. Maybe get something going, in one of our just south District 1 counties, right, like a north of Lafayette. So that's part of it, and then some excitement over our judge candidate.
Okay.
Yes. District 5, Michelle Rose.
My report was submitted in the email. I don't really have anything to add. See what time.
I will ask, what was the turnout for Carmel Fest like? I know that on one of the days it decided to dump tsunami
Right.
buggy.
First day, well, both days were over 100 degrees, very overwhelming in heat. There was still a pretty good turnout. Of course, midday was very low, afternoons were picking up. And then about 6, 7 o'clock on the second day, there was a large storm that came through, so they just canceled it.
I heard you met one of your opponents.
Yeah, Bobi stopped by and said hello. We've met him several times on the road now.
Nice.
No one else is Bob and to go to events.
Wait, hold on. You're telling me that Republican Greg Ballard and Republican Max England had up this, oh, I mean, independent, sorry.
No, Lincoln Party.
Lincoln Party, Lincoln Party.
He's not an independent.
They're not doing events?
Not that I can be, it's none in my realm of.
That is a shocker. That is an absolute shocker.
Probably trying to figure out their finances.
Yeah.
Then later in the day, yeah.
Hey, any question for Ms. Shillings? Hearing none, District 6, Mr. Lomax.
So we had a very successful 4-H fair in Hancock County. Got several contacts, had a bunch of conversations, and some of them were actually productive. I've also been talking to Jake. We're trying to get a team together where we can meet about Shelby County. He does want to re-affiliate, but I told him, I was like, you need at least one other person to go on there with you and you know, I prefer if it was somebody that was, you know, familiar. So he and I are gonna talk more about that when we actually meet. But yeah, that'll be cool if we get another affiliated county in District 6. And Jake seems like his head's in the right place this time around. So aside from that, we got some really successful fundraising when we were at the 4-H County Fair. So we're really priding on that I'm the only candidate in Hancock County, at least. I do want to put a word in for Matt Kappas, the chair of Johnson County. He's going to be sending an email out to his membership. He needs to step down. He said his time commitments at his new job and having a newborn, 9-month-old at home are just a little bit overwhelming for him. And he'd like somebody to take over the reins in Johnson County. And he asked me what the process was for disaffiliation because he's afraid that nobody's going to step up. So Mr. Rainwater, if you can find anybody, or if you know anybody in Johnson County, if you can pull some strings or send some emails. Like I said, Matt said that he was going to get around to it this week to send one, but anybody that knows anybody in Hancock or in Johnson County, have them reach out. You know?
You can also send one via.
Right, and I told Matt I would do that, but I didn't want to step on his toes because he said he was going to do it. So I'll give him the shot, and before it comes to that,
Get some information, meeting dates and times and things like that. Also look at their bylaws on fulfilling the vacancy, because that does matter.
Yeah.
For Shelby County, I think a good idea moving forward, instead of what we've always done, which is the requirement is that you have a chair and a treasurer, you have at least 2 members. I think it might be better if we treat people like clubs until they grow a little bit. We can give resources to clubs and things like that that are beneficial. We can pay for things for them. But throwing people into the deep waters as a county party when they only have 2 people and no experience yet might not be the recipe for success.
Yeah.
So that's something I think that before that.
I've seen it work and fail both ways.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, exactly. Actually, I don't think I've ever seen it where it was just 2.
It was when we established Hancock.
Didn't you have more people that showed up at the meeting though?
We did. We had like 4 people, but they weren't members. It was 2 members in county.
When Whitley County started out, there were the chair and the treasurer showed up at the convention, joined the party.
Yeah. Morgan also started too small, but we should not have done.
Yeah.
I've been saying that for quite some time.
Yeah.
And we stopped.
Just because we can 2 people doesn't mean we should. Any questions, any additional questions for Mr. Lomax?
Yeah. You doing press of your 4-H fair?
Yeah, so I was, thank you for bringing that up. I was in the Greenfield Daily Reporter. I was interviewed by Grayson Jocelyn. He also sent me a Where the Candidates Stand questionnaire for their upcoming election issue. So that issue comes out like mid-September every year, but they're gonna break it down by race and they're only doing contested races. So there's no Democrat in my race. It's just me versus the Republican. And she is not an incumbent. She's been in public office for 16 years, but in 2 other offices that were not council. So she's,
Is this the Mississippi?
no, it's county.
County council?
So county council, District 2.
Okay.
So, it's Western Hancock County, but yeah, the lady that's running against me was the, recorder and the auditor, I believe, for the county, previously. And, 16 years in local government, and it's not any better than it was when she started. So let's put her in a council position and actually give her power.
All right, District 7, Mr. Coe.
Well, I've submitted my report via email, but there's probably some details worth touching on here. One of them is that we are going to have a convention on August 8th to consider the question of replacing our existing county chair. And that is going to be at this location at 2 o'clock.
Other building,
Sorry,
7:35.
correct. I'm conflating the 2 buildings, but this campus, I guess, this disconnected campus. Before Mr. Lundy asks, yes, we do have some press coverage of that. And I don't know if it's normal for us to open up any sort of questions that people might have or comments on this particular topic, but there was some dissatisfaction with the current leadership, and many quiescent members attended our last meeting to raise some of their viewpoints and objections. It was great to see people who I haven't seen before, so it was very gratifying to see some of the people who have worked so hard to establish Marion County and the 7th District and have lent their time and money to make us what we are. So it was great to see people. But the circumstances were unfortunate. So there might be questions from the rest of the committee, and since we struck the new business, I invite anybody to ask questions if they have them
From the committee.
from the committee.
Any questions for Mr. Coe?
I think it's covered pretty well.
Yep, it was good, just wanted an update. Thank you.
All right, so I expect August I'll have another update on this matter. That's my update.
Thank you. District 8, Mr. Haynes. Who is not here, he's gone now. Actually, let me make sure he's not sitting in the waiting room. Nope, okay, so he's not here. District 9 is correct.
Using some of my college practice, I was trying to turn my report right about now. Technical difficulties. I can't read it, but mostly it's been status quo in the district. Kind of leaning more into events and campaigns just with the summer. We've had 2 people who attended the most recent affiliate call, and at least 2 that I might have had more that I didn't talk to, but I know they really felt like they got good information from that. Yesterday was Tanya's ice cream social in Scottsburg. That's not an area where we have an affiliate. It was pretty cool. She has really good interactions with the folks there. That seemed to be positive. Met a real young person who seemed interested. Maybe we'll get an affiliate there in like 4 years and she can vote. The biggest change we've had is Lawrence County. Michael Russell had resigned following an election to a union position. Tanya has stepped in as their chair, at least until they have a convention, and elect someone else. Clark, we're still meeting every month. We had Floyd join us last month instead of having a separate meeting. We've gotten some press attention from having a school board candidate. That mostly just kind of dimensions, not really anything overwhelming. I had a reporter call me when I was interviewed Monday about flock cameras. Honestly, not had a chance to follow up to see what came with that. We participated in the 4th of July parade. That was great. Lady Liberty's a big hit with the kids.
We had a conversation there with a gentleman who hosts an event called Big Four Bash that apparently is heavy metal plus professional wrestling. And is giving us a booth there at the end of October, very nice timing right there, it's October 30th, I believe, in downtown. And I guess it's
Where is it?
downtown Jeffersonville, Big Four Station, the walking bridge is. Whatever you want to call it, you walk across that power.
I'm not kidding. The wrestling, backyard wrestling, and stuff like that, square circle, all of those prime places for libertarians.
Yeah,
It's a lot of people who hate the government.
we agreed to it before we even really knew what it was, so like, hey, we'll give you a free booth. And then we saw what it was like, that's pretty, and the timing of us is October 30th, it is, if we didn't still, if we didn't have early voting, it would be beautiful.
Any questions from Ms. Curran? Okay, hearing none, let's see. Andrew's not here. Mr. Schulteis, your tech report.
I emailed out my report, just want to reiterate that a lot of the candidates on the website have a generic helping hand logo as a picture. So if you have any headshots available for your candidates, please send them to me.
If there are any candidates in your counties that are not listed, please give that information so that they can be updated. As we do send reporters to that page for getting contact information for reporters. Also, national pulls it, which is why some of our candidates get featured, like Luke, you got featured, Lori got featured, Travis Gerhard up in some other county up north, Porter, what? Porter, it's one of those two. Also got featured by National because National looks at state party websites to see what candidates were featured. And so they pull from that.
Got a huge response on that.
Did you?
I did.
Good. Okay, Ms. Coppola. Or wait, I'm sorry, was there any questions for Mr. Schulteis? Okay, hearing none, Ms. Coppola, outreach.
I don't have anything to report. As many of you know, I've been out of pocket the last couple months dealing with family things. I hope to be more active in August, walking in some parades for some candidates. But yeah, nothing new to report.
Question from Ms. Avery.
Yes, I was just wondering about how the candidates in Kosciuszko County are doing, because I think it's pretty awesome that they have 3 candidates for a township board and a township trustee candidate. That's pretty awesome.
They seem to be doing pretty good. They just walked in the Warsaw Parade. I think that was 2 Saturdays ago. Yeah, I don't know too much about that though.
There was an initial problem with their paperwork that the election division had to reach out to me about, and Cassie did an amazing job handling it. And they got it taken care of pretty quickly and got their paperwork issues resolved, and it ended up being a net positive.
Great.
So. Any other questions for Ms. Coppola? Okay, hearing none, we will move on to the next item of business, which is the convention committee. Do we have any update for the 2027 convention? Mr. Vice Chair.
So this, I'm gonna call a meeting this month for that. I've focused on my elections at the moment. But we need to get the convention rolling, especially since we're gonna be electing officers of that. So I'm excited to see what that presents, and I'm excited to get together with the committee this month. If you're on that committee, look for an email within this week to set that up.
Michelle.
Do you have any concept of where you would be holding the convention at all? Have you had conversations with venues?
We do, however, I want to meet with the committee before disclosing what we're looking at from a location.
I think as a board, the last 2 meetings, we had contemplated just going to Plainfield again.
I thought so too.
And work on getting that done because we're up against the time clock. So I thought that was maybe not a formal motion was made, but that was the direction that the board had asked for, was to go with CRG in Plainfield. Because it's not a presidential year, it's not there'll be some candidate nominations, not very many, but officers, and We've worked with them before.
And now they have an AT&T tower in that mall.
Nice.
Yeah, so your phone will actually work inside the building, which would be great.
I'm gonna use single canvas, it's just great.
I yelled at a couple of people.
He's put it up himself.
Horseshit. When did that happen?
Like 2.5 months ago, they just turned it on.
Barry works there
Mhm.
at that Spencer's. And he still has to wait until he exits out of Plainfield to be able to text me.
You're probably done.
He's on AT&T.
Let's get it.
Oh, that's why he's on AT&T.
Hey.
Anywho,
Come on, we're like.
any other questions, comments about convention committee? Yes.
I'm sorry, we saw someone at the Pride event that we just attended the other day. It was called the Human Library. And it was an amazing opportunity for people to come tell their stories and interact in the way so you can learn about other people and their cultures. I would recommend you reach out to them as someone who could possibly present.
Yes. I think the reputation.
Also, convention committee should be thinking about 2028. As well as the bylaws committee, which is zeroed out, but the bylaws committee needs to start working on drafting amendments to our current bylaws to allow us to either hold the convention earlier or to have a rump convention where we only do delegate nominations, and then we have a follow-up convention where we do our candidates and officer elections and bylaws. But one of the two needs to happen, and it will need to happen at the 2027 convention. 2028 convention will need to be slightly roomier. It will be a presidential election. And there are no official candidates. There's one candidate, Joe Jorgensen has announced for exploratory committee. That being said, there was a photo posted yesterday with Lars Monosted, with Thomas Massey saying he's gonna run for president in 2028. Where I don't know.
The Lincoln Party.
The interesting thing is he's already filed his paperwork to run for Congress in 2024, Kentucky 4th. So I don't know if this is like wishful thinking or talking or what, but it's at least out in the internet now. It has been given a breath of life, as it were. So.
Thank you for that detail, that Lars Maps has.
I mean,
that gives me insight to something else.
I have answers for you, and I bet they're not what you think.
We'll talk there.
Okay. Actually, I'm gonna go off script for a second. Shocking.
We still have 5 minutes left on this.
Sweet. I was at Freedom Fest, at the beginning of July or somewhere, I don't know, they all blend together. It appeared that one of our former vice presidential candidates, who I was on a panel with, who did nothing the entire time but talk about how it's a two-party system that we need to work within, so we should all just become Republicans.
I thought this was a recent.
Was also going around to some of the more wealthier libertarians, fundraising for Greg Ballard.
What?
Really?
Hopefully unsuccessfully.
Yeah, they all came and talked to me. Yeah. The issue I have is that this person has nothing to do with Indiana. That to me looked like a concerted effort to try to destroy the Libertarian Party of Indiana, costing us ballot access. Somebody's trying to score points for their new vice presidential run as a GOP candidate by destroying one of the most successful affiliates in the country.
Yeah.
So be on your toes, be on your game. And I'm saying this on the record, on the camera. We saw you, we know.
We're gonna find you on the flock camera.
So, but that was just a little bit of insight. And it was very heartening the people who came and told me it was going on. One of them specifically named Lori and said, that's the candidate I'll be supporting. So.
Financially,
I think so, yeah.
Sweet.
So.
Thanks, random person on your show.
Yeah.
It has contact details, just shared.
It was a paper and brought by a 2500 HD. Yeah, so.
Did that happen?
Big Nick,
2,500.
like a 2500 HD pickup truck.
On the truck and was, they were being clean.
You mean the old Secretary of State?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, I thought he.
It was an SUV.
There was an
You got an SUV.
Denali.
Yeah.
There's a $50,000 vehicle at the very.
No,
Okay, next on the agenda is actually a Secretary of State update. And this would go to Ms. Schillings, or do you want it to go to Davey?
I can do it.
Okay, Mr. Lundy.
I'll start with some bad news, we'll move on to good news, then we'll go to a call to action, how's that sound?
Okay.
So the bad news is, that now that the financial reports are out, is Greg Ballard spent roughly $850,000 to get on the ballot. And as I understand it, I will defer to our chair here for clarification, as I understand it, they could still challenge those signatures with the lawyers, right? Or is that a thing?
It's done now.
It's done now?
They threw out like 33,000.
Yeah, they threw out half, that's why you did that, right? So he's on the ballot, but it costs $850,000. We now know what it costs to get on the ballot in Indiana, and then adjust for inflation in 4 years, right? So that'll be $1 million.
With no name ID.
With no name ID,
No,
right?
no, with being known,
Right,
with name ID,
it was 850.
basically just focusing on gathering signatures in Marion County. It cost them $850,000.
Right. Yes,
Was that the amount raised or was that the amount spent?
yes.
Yes,
Both.
yeah.
Almost all.
I think it was like 873,000 raised and 852,000 spent.
Yeah,
Don't quote me on those numbers exactly, but that's really.
I mean,
close to what it was.
He spent.
if you get the SOS website to work, you can download it, look at it.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what it costs. We've raised roughly 35,000 total for the entire campaign. So we're a little behind. Feel free to go to lawyerforliberty.com, make a donation. It'd be great. We do have marketing plan, as always, we bring this up every time. We just need the money to fund it. So whatever money we get is going into putting eyeballs on Lori's name and name ID and making sure people are turning out for her, right? So, yes, Evan?
I do believe that Max Engling only raised like 150,000 during the period. But
It's like 250, but they need to refund a bunch of it, so.
Okay, I thought it was 250 total,
Yeah,
because there's the pre-convention and all of that. I
Right.
thought for the actual period total was like 100.
I don't remember.
But he had to give 60,000 back because it was dark money, and it
Right.
turns out the majority of the rest of the money came from a single out-of-state donor.
Hmm.
That was it McCarthy?
Yes, because he sourced for him.
Yeah,
Right.
so that's a dope campaign.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
Yeah,
if we have one great liberty-minded, no favors sold, person who wanted to donate $100,000 or something, I would not be mad about it.
there, I have no.
There's just no,
problem
you're not getting any
with
contract.
large out-of-state donors, because what happens in Congress, what happens in an office matters, you know, so.
Right.
It has ripple effects across the country, so.
So that's the bad news, we need more money, right? The good news is, that we've had a wonderful uptick in media requests, as Christie pointed out, we had a reporter show up to Pride specifically interview Lori, that piece was a Lori only piece too, we got the also ratings at the end. Was the other three candidates of that nice video, so. And we're getting a lot of, Lori's putting in some interviews now that are not gonna air until like early voting, when they have all 4 candidates. So we're banking a lot of those all over the state now, which is great. So the media coverage is great. I don't remember Jeff or even Don getting this kind of media coverage from like TV and radio this early in the campaign. And maybe I'm wrong about that because Don's here, but seeing it this early is important. Like we're a part of the conversation, we're getting mentioned regularly, we're getting asked for comments on things that are happening and being able to submit, hey, this is how we feel about that, and we're running it. So that's the good news. And the call to action is gonna be, if you have an event, do not assume we know about it. Please send the details to campaign@laurieforliberty.com so we can get you on the calendar. And we are booking our calendar, which is also good news. We have a lot of affiliates who are like, hey, we have this event, we have this event, we have this event. And we're getting to a place where some weekends we have to make a decision, of, can we go to this one, can we go to that one? Which is the other call to action. If you can volunteer, make sure to hit me up again. Campaign at Lori for Liberty. There's some events, we may send you to a parade. Because Lori has to do a candidate forum where there's gonna be a lot of press and people, right? And so we just need you to show up in a t-shirt, wave a sign. Like, we need volunteers and we need to know when your events are. And we do have some success coming up. Lori's gonna be a part of the hobnob. All 4 SOS candidates are gonna be in like a roundtable discussion there. We have upcoming the One Zone, Chamber of Commerce and Fishers is gonna be having all 4 Secretary of State candidates and like a roundtable type forum, so we're being included. We've already been contacted by the debate commission, so we're working out details on that now, we're gonna be included in that. And I know historically, sometimes we've had to fight to be a part of those things. Or at least put a little pressure on them, and in a lot of cases now, with the exception of one of those, and thank you, Stephanie, for sending that email. We've been included kind of upfront, and that's really good news. To be a part of those conversations and being included.
So the debate commission, as an organization, have always had in their charter that they will include all candidates that are on the ballot.
And I wasn't speaking of those specific.
And it's an amazing thing because multiple times the Republicans have said they will not participate if the Libertarian is in it, and they said that's your decision to stay home. But we're holding the debate and we'll tell people you didn't want to participate.
I believe 4 years ago.
And that's what happened
Yeah.
when in this election that Diego stayed home. And they said he was afforded the opportunity and he decided not to participate. So the debate commission is great. The League of Women Voters, the state chapter is amazing.
I don't know, they still have me blocked on Facebook.
But the state chapter does? What did you do?
Really? I did not know.
On the county level, it's hit or miss, and a lot of the times it's just they don't know. But the counties are where most of those local debates and forums are organized. So get in contact with them. They don't care what the state party has to say. They ignore those emails and messages from us. They care about what somebody who lives in the county says. Or in that district says. So, keep on top of them. They will typically include us. And sometimes they will even host events with the Libertarian and the Democrat when the Republican has refused. So just bear that in mind.
We're like in Morgan or Hancock, those are the ones who want to.
Yeah. Well, I've already talked to the Hancock County GOP chair, and she said we're gonna try to get together on something for down home.
It's great that the Indy Chamber hobnob, we've historically participated in that. In the last couple of election cycles, they have been incredibly hostile to where they allowed us to buy a booth for a candidate. And then that was it. They didn't mention it was Jeff. They didn't mention Jeff from the stage. They had the other 2 candidates come up on stage to give a pitch.
Wow.
And Destiny Wells, to her credit, pointed to Jeff in the audience and said, my Libertarian opponent is here and you can talk to him. Because they refused. So it's nice to see that is going back in the more positive direction.
Right. We're getting a good response from those organizations and in media, which is great to have this early in the game.
Yeah.
So that's the good news. So give us money.
Did I see a billboard with Lori's face on it on
Probably.
65 South?
When we went down to petition for
Kentucky.
Jeremy Todd down in the Kentucky Ford. You saw it, I tried to get my phone out in time to take a photo of it, but.
I saw that saying that.
She was smiling on us as we were down to.
I want to say it was on 65 South because it was on the way to.
That was earlier in the year.
Yeah.
One of the first commission.
This was beginning of June.
There's one going towards.
Okay.
Oh, I saw that.
You saw the one where he's at.
Any other questions? I will say that the response from the campaign and the quotes from Lori about fundraising were spot on. They were great comments. Really, like that's a master class for all candidates to look at when you're getting questioned why you were raising so little money compared to people who are bringing in a couple $1 million. It was a great answer. I highly recommend looking it up, adopting the same kind of strategy. Okay, moving on, budget update, Mr. Schulteis.
Recently I received an email from Intuit, the maker of QuickBooks. They said effective September 20th, 2026, our QuickBooks Online Plus will be $1,512 per year. And it does include some AI capabilities. I believe Mr. Dixon is utilizing AI for some of his reporting, so I recommend we adjust our budget to cover this expense.
How much is?
What is it currently? Isn't it like 1,100 right now?
Do you know? I don't well, I think they need to raise the price, but this is a significant increase.
Is there any choice? Can it lead to
You can move to some other accounting thing, or we moved to.
I just didn't know if they had a, like, if that was required.
I'm not sure what the various subscription levels are, so you may wanna look into that.
$300.
Right.
From
$100
From 1,200 to 15.
Yes.
So I guess the motion would just be to,
Accept any rate.
well, you'd have to authorize, move to amend the budget line item to $1,512. And this current has been seconded. It's not a substantial increase, it's less than $500, so all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay.
Nay.
Yes, have it.
Sorry, Tommy, you do it by averages from now on.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is nominations and elections for the Libertarian Party of Indiana chair. Is there anybody who would like to, and this is just opening up nominations, not speaking to your nominations, just opening the floor for nominations. Mr. Lomax.
I would like to nominate Larry Silver Jr. to be the next chair of the Indiana State Libertarian Party.
Ms. Schultz.
I would like to nominate Stephanie Dosbach to be vice chair. I think
Any other nominations? Ms. Graham.
I'll nominate Kristen Alexander.
I did screw up. Mr. Silver, do you accept the nomination?
Yes.
Ms. Dosbach, do you accept the nomination?
Yes.
Ms. Alexander. Do you accept-
It's the right decision, I think.
That nomination is withdrawn. Are there any other nominations?
Are you sure about that?
Any objection to closing nominations? Hearing no objections, nominations are closed. Would like to hear from the candidates. What do you guys want to do, like 3-minute time clock? Okay, 3 minutes each. We'll go by Mr. Silver first. Mr. Silver, you have the floor. And could you step down this way and stand here in front of this door so that.
Did you get rid of the gavel?
What?
Did you get rid of the gavel?
Are you
Oh,
afraid?
the gavel stays with me. That's my gavel.
No, I mean, you're not gonna hit me for
No,
that.
no.
Depends on how far over time you go.
Not without consent.
That first from.
First, Mr. Lopez. 3 minutes each.
Oh,
Okay,
sure.
you guys
And
don't have
then here, it's from that. From that one.
Stand back here.
Yeah.
All right. Hello, how's everybody? Everyone, I think everyone knows me, I'm Larry from Hancock County. We are the current affiliate of the year. And you have all you want. We've done some amazing things in Hancock County. And I want to take what we've done in Hancock County and expand it through the state.
Statewide, we need more money. We won't have enough money. When I was officially joined in 2021, we had over, I believe, 30 affiliates. My math is correct. We're way below that now. We need to grow the affiliates, and by doing that, the state party can go into the unaffiliated counties and do outreach booths at events, fairs, bring in statewide candidates, federal candidates, whatever, and get people excited about the Libertarian Party. We've done it in Hancock County. It's succeeded in Hancock County. We've killed multiple proposed ordinances in Hancock County. Which I'm very proud of. The big one was Dora, because I go all over the state now, and Dora seems to be popping up everywhere. So those counties where we have Dora, we didn't do that much in that county to stop it. But pretty much fundraising is the big thing. We need money. There's no reason why we should not have $100,000 minimum each month. When a local county party has double what a state political party has, in my eyes, that's a problem. And we need to do. And that's it. I'll yield the rest of my time.
Thank you, Larry.
The audience would like, a member of the gallery would like to ask a question. Is the board consent to that?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Alexander?
My question for Mr. Silver is if you were to not accept, if you were to not be appointed today, would you accept a position as the fundraising director for the board as it currently sits empty? And it is a need that is needed here.
It is a need, and probably not. I'll keep my focus on Hancock County. Because we're at all-time fundraising levels right now, and I'll keep my duties there in my bubble.
Mr. Cohen?
I have a question.
I was almost right.
I'm sorry, hopefully this isn't a surprise question.
It's a gotcha.
It's not meant to be a gotcha, but
I deal with the city council a lot, so I'm used to those gotcha questions.
That's fine, this is a little gotcha. Can you tell us from your perspective what the mission and role of the chair of the state party is?
To get money and members.
And
And that's it. And it's to really promote the Libertarian Party of Indiana. Focus, work on growing membership. You get more members, you get more money. And as everybody knows, we've been struggling with money. We need more money. A lot of the donors to the Libertarian Party, they're up there in age. They then they go away. And we're not doing enough to get the younger crowd.
Okay, and a follow-up question. So related to membership, I know this sounds trivial, but one of the complaints that I've heard from a number of our members is not being able to get membership cards. Is that something that you can promise that you prioritize?
Yeah, I mean, membership cards are easy to print. We can go to FedEx, Staples.
Okay.
Yeah, we can order one. Like actually, CPS can now do same day, 1 hour.
All right.
Oh,
Thank you.
We have a card.
Oh, or we could use the card printer, blow the dust off and get the cards out.
Good afternoon, everybody. Stephanie Dosbach, Secretary of the Libertarian Party of Indiana. I've been working very hard to, one, maintain our records and keep everything up to date so that easily searchable, et cetera, over the last year and a half or so. Beyond that, I held leadership roles in multiple cases for the last several years, whether it be working on a campaign or just providing support. I hope that I have a track record that shows that, I do work hard and diligent and I make sure to find answers when I need to. I've worked closely with Evan over the last little bit too, learning a little bit more about how everything is run and works and how that I can provide the best support for not only our team here, but our overall membership and our candidates as well. I will be honest with you, this is not where I saw my trajectory at this state of the game in my career, but I think I'm up for the challenge. I think I'm up for the task of much like Larry, helping to grow the membership, helping to bring in more money, but also just really providing better support for our counties, our members, et cetera, so that we can make those things happen. Thank you.
Any questions for Ms. Nisbet?
I'll ask you the same question that Corey asked Larry. What do you feel like the most important role as chair of the state party is?
The role of the chair of the state party for me is I'm the CEO. You know, I have to manage administration, you know, and it's top-down support, you know, trying to be a clear resource for, you know, for the state party, you know, and navigating where, you know, the resources need to go so that we can grow membership, so that we can do better fundraising, you know, I mean, it's gonna take some effort on all of our parts to make sure that we're running in the same direction. And, you know, that's really my goal right now, is to reorganize a little bit and refocus so that we can do that.
Any, Michelle's?
Can you tell me more about your experience working in the policy side of the state party, working with Evan, and how this party navigates challenges to our elections?
I'll be honest with you, that is the place where I fall short right now, and I know that I'm gonna need to utilize Evan as a resource as well as others in order to properly do that. I don't have a lot of experience, but that's true.
Follow-up question, if that's okay? Sure. I understand you do have resources available to you in the network that you can pull from at that point. You have a lot of connections, not only in the state, but at the national level. Is that correct?
That's good.
I would like to say that no matter what happens today, my other office is right next door to the LPIN main office. And I pledged that when it comes to things like election matters, talking to clerks, talking to the election board, helping with strategy, kicking doors open, talking with your donors and crying their wallets open. This actually frees me to have more time to be more effective on those specific projects.
That's weird.
It does, because I don't have to deal with all the other things.
Right.
So I can deal with one thing. But so I'm an active resource. But one of the other conditions that I place on it is it can be a 10-minute phone call or a visit. If it's more than a 10-minute phone call, you have to come see me. That way I can prioritize my time. So that is something to consider. Ms. Avery.
I heard you say that I will only be fundraising for the national party now, sorry.
Did I say that?
Yes, so you're going back on that now? I won't tell anybody.
Let me mute this real quick. No, I mean, I will help with fundraising to a degree, but my big focus would be, my big thing would be for Indiana is less about the state party and more about our SOS candidate.
Yes.
Being able to do that and continuing to try to help raise money and resources for our SOS candidate. And then being a tool to ask questions and walk through walkthroughs and how to do a donor ask, how to do these things, instead of just having me do it, showing how to do it.
Yes. Perfect.
Mr. Cohen.
Thank you. A question for you. What would you say, or what are you expecting the time commitment to be for this role? And do you have any other competing claims on your time that would create a position or a conflict?
I think the amount of time that's gonna be necessary for the role it's gonna depend on what's going on. You know, I mean, I'm committed to giving as much time as possible. I currently, in what I do for the state party right now, I'm working, 25 to 35 hours a week on it. You know, so I mean, that's my time. Outside of that, my other commitments are my children, and whatever the things that they have going on with their lives. So, but that's what I got right now.
All right, thank you.
As a very short, quick question for both candidates, have you read the strategic plan?
Yes.
Nope.
Okay, any other questions? Does anybody Oddly enough, does anybody have any questions for the chair?
Which one?
Me.
Which one? You're chair twice.
Yes.
What are you hoping to see move forward with your successor?
That's a good question. She asked what I hope to see move forward with my successor. I would like to see more engagement from the board. Doing more things. I would like to see more events happening across the state. Putting a focus on rebuilding county affiliates, but in a smarter way. Not just doing two people in a room with a coffee cup. Continuing to grow our media outreach. It's one of the things that all the other states are envious of Indiana on, is that we can get front page media coverage. Those are some of the biggest things. Spending some time working with legislators to get new legislation introduced to remove some of the orphaned, straggling, weird election rules that only pertain to us. I'd like to see those removed. We're continuing that work. There's conversations that have already been had and people interested in it. Now we just need committee hearing. Other than that, it's the most important thing I think is talking to all of the past previous chairs. We have a great situation here in Indiana where we don't have awful formal state chairs.
Yet.
It's not as smart. It's 17 minutes.
I think I'm dying over here.
Thanks. Thanks.
We're filling in, a list of things that I would love to see happen. No, from being
Now, the piece of green.
the thing that helped me out at the very beginning of my term was, my first term was talking to Sam, talking to Mark, talking to Joe Houtman, talking to Steve, talking to Ted, talking to all of our former state chairs about what they tried and what failed, why it failed. Not to shut it down for the future, but to figure out how we could do better, what succeeded, what are the blind spots, all of those things, and not just hearing it from the most recent chair, but hearing it from the history of chairs, and all of them are willing to talk, that none of us like to shut up. Mr. Singh, that's his question.
I have a question for both candidates. As chair, do you guys, I've seen you both travel to the state of Indiana, I've traveled with some of you across the state of Indiana. What commitment do you have to being physically present for affiliates who need more than just an online Zoom call across the state?
You wanna answer first, or would you like me to?
Oh, total commitment, you know, most meetings are in the evening, weekends are good to go. And I go all over the state right now for work, so every city I have a favorite restaurant I like to eat. So even if nobody shows up, I can still get a good meal.
For myself, I have traveled a lot already, and I tried to move around as much as I possibly can, especially if I know that, extra support is necessary. I've really enjoyed seeing at Carmel Fest the amount of members that have, come from different counties, even in Allen County yesterday. So long as it fits with scheduled kids and stuff like that, I will try to make a commitment to be there as much as possible. As far as, and to answer your question about for Zoom and things like that, I think in some cases it's gonna have to be, hybrid in nature. If we can get there, great, but if not, we need to make sure that those opportunities are available online, so.
Any other questions? Hearing none, we will move to a vote. This is not a secret ballot. We do not have secret ballots, so the secretary will call the roll and you will declare who your vote is for.
Noted is on my ballot, sorry.
Noted is on the ballot. That's
a great question.
Just clarify.
Outreach Director Kokolard,
Are we doing one at a time? Or
Yes.
voting one?
Sorry, I'm voting for Stephanie Dasbach.
You state the name of who you're voting for.
Director Schulteis,
Stephanie Gosman.
Director Smith is not here, District One current,
Stephanie Oswald.
Mr. Hayes is still absent. Mr. Combs,
Larry Silver.
Mr. Lomax,
Larry Silver.
Miss Schillings,
Stephanie Oswald.
Mr. Lundy,
70 on phone.
Ms. Avery,
Stephanie Oswald.
Mr. Chase Bacon, Mr. Schick,
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear. Stephanie Dasbach, please.
Mr. Dixon,
Stephanie Gosman.
no, Mr. Seniak,
Abstain.
Chair McMahon,
Stephanie Dasbach.
I also abstain.
So the vote total that I have is 9 for Dasbach and 2 for Mr. Silver. Congratulations. On my way out the door, I just want to say that it has been an honor to serve the Libertarian Party for these 5.5 years. I'm excited at what everybody's been able to accomplish. We've had ups, we've had downs, we've had screaming matches, we've had crying sessions and hugs. This is what a good team is supposed to do. We're not always supposed to agree, and sometimes we're supposed to be really, really mad at each other. But we come back together and have these meetings and work for our candidates and our title parties. I see only positive things for the state party moving forward. I think it's in great hands. And I thank you guys for the honor and the privilege of serving as a chair. Any announcements?
We have a crappy former chair now. Christie.
I didn't say that. I love it.
I just want to say thank you for the opportunity to serve you all. Okay, I want to be able to work with everyone as a team, like I said, get everyone moving and rowing in the same direction. You know, I appreciate the confidence that you guys have actually given me to be able to stand and say something without shaking and everything else. So thank you, and I promise to work hard.
Thank you for running there.
Hey, no problem, it was fun.
We don't call for vacancy for secretary. Yeah.
So the interesting thing about the secretary is the secretary is not required. So it can be held by 2 positions. So if the secretary so chooses, the secretary would need to resign from the position, and then you would go through a process of another 10-day notice to fill the vacancy of secretary. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions? No. Okay, any other announcements? Hearing no announcements. Okay. I was gonna do that, but.
You're not on board.
Is there a second?
Second.
I'm still chair until I bang the gavel.
On your head.
All those in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. We are adjourned at 2:17 p.m.
Time to go. Go back to school. Oh, yeah.
Take an hour and 5 minutes.
So records. Yes, I love it.
Mr. National Chair,
Yes, sir.
now that your meeting is adjourned,
Oh, hold on. We're not-
hold up, he's gonna re-adjourn, so I'll shut up. Yeah. I would like 5 minutes to speak to the members of the board, if I may,
Sure, but I mean, it's.
if you all would indulge me for 5 minutes.
Are you giving out money?
Timer.
Huh?
Giving out money?
No, I've already given all,